Hello, this is Jeff Fuller. I'm going to introduce I think it's going to be about an hour presentation by Turning Point Action's Restoring National Confidence Conference. The COO, Tyler Boyer, is doing the presentation, and I think the information will be very useful for everybody that's a grassroots activist or a Republican committee member in Virginia. So let's see what he has to say.
Forward, something like this was something that was in the back of at least our minds, and I talked with Charlie at the time. I wanted to resign. I wanted to quit. You've probably been there. Who here has wanted to quit at some point? It's okay. I don't agree with safe spaces, but this is an honest space, right? You probably had a similar experience, maybe not to that dramatic effect, but probably had a similar experience where you're like, I'm just done arguing with everybody. We're trying to do good stuff here. I'm a freaking conservative, right? And we want to win in our state, right? You've been there, right? Well, good. Well, welcome. We're happy you're here. So Turning Point Action, in your packet here, we have staff across the states. Our hope is that we're not the only ones. You'll see throughout the course of today, in the conversation that we're going to have with one another, we need 50 organizations like what we're doing outside of the Republican apparatus that need to uplift everything that you are doing in your county. How nice would it be if you were able to rely on 50 organizations to be able to get the work done while meanwhile you're able to do the perfunctory things, the things that you know you have to do that only you know, because nobody knows this, because again, nobody hands you a guidebook and helps you out maybe half the time. How nice would that be? That's what the left has, folks. We're going to go through it. I'm going to take.
So this is an encouragement to the Republican National Committee, and I would say to the Republican Party of Virginia and to every unit chair and district chair to do outreach to your local conservative grassroots organizations and bring them in and help them with things like data and data analytics with regard to your specific area, but basically take advantage of these people that are already out there fighting the problem. And if you haven't heard that discussion in your committee, be the first one to raise it, please.
Take you through later today. Today's the day I'm going to spend most time here on stage with you. We're going to talk about Arabella and Democracy Alliance. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to ask questions and hopefully spur conversation amongst each other. We're going to talk about how the left has identified what type of voters to target. This isn't secretive stuff, guys. They put this out in public. This is in news articles. They do entire press releases on this. One of the crazy things for me is I go to RNC meetings. Everyone's like, "Well, we can't talk about this in public." What? You can't talk about? You can't talk about how to win in public. We have to talk about how to win in public. They put these things out. The left has known for years what states to win. They know your county is one of the counties they have to win. They talk about this openly. It's not a secret. If it's a secret, it's a poorly kept secret. Because we spent hundreds of hours pulling all their documents that they have that are not private or confidential. They just exist. On our team is we're focused on working together with every possible outside group to help organize and support so we can win big for the Republican Party. So we can win big for the grassroots at home. So we can maximize every dollar so the campaigns don't have to expend dollars on things that they shouldn't have to spend money on. Specifically, get out the vote operations. Campaigns are historically not good, and they're late to the game on get out the vote. Relying on campaigns to do that is how you lose. That's like 101 that the left produces, right? It's why they produce all these different things. And our team has done a number of different things. I want to recognize real quickly Charlotte Perez, who's put this thing together. We've got about 24 smiling faces that helped you check in and they're around. You need help while we're going through this today. They will be there to help you. We have a couple of different things that we do that I want you to point your attention to. One, our ground game that's on the ground. We have two different sides to what Turning Point Action is doing right now. I'm just going to be very upfront with you on this. One is our volunteer management, which you can go to and find those people. Two is our full-time ballot chasing operation that we're focused on Arizona, Wisconsin, and Georgia. And we're trying to get there, folks. We're trying to Charlie and I are spending every second of every day to raise the money to put the staff on the ground in those states because we know that's vacant right now. That is that we are going to get obliterated. And that's what we're going to talk about first here. So I'm going to get into that and open up time so we can talk about it and have discussion about it. Please, no reservations. Do not hold anything back. Ask every question that comes to your mind. Do not feel like you're embarrassed to ask a question, okay? But then we have a couple of different things to hold the party accountable. I want to point your attention to two things because one is going to get much bigger, I think. One is our Mount Vernon project. So if you're not aware of this, Turning Point Action is focused. Last year when many members and some that are sitting in this room decided to not listen to the base and the grassroots and elect our current chairwoman again. We're not, again, the point of this is not to, bash Ron all week. We have way too many more important things to do. The point of this is that we listened to people. We knew that 90% of the party was not there. I could not show up to the Republican National Committee last January and vote against the 90% plus of our party. And there are many good people in this room that are on the RNC that serve with us. We're going to point out through the next 2 days that agreed with that sentiment, and they made sure they represented you well. The problem that exists when you ignore the base and the grassroots, you fight all year long yourself. This is what the left has figured out. They've identified this a long time ago. I call this the Fetterman doctrine, right? Where are Pennsylvanians at? He's a potato. And we know this because they're now upset with him because he's saying things that make sense, They're like, oh man, this guy's completely uncontrollable. They might be going back on the Fetterman doctrine. But they do not care who goes up. They realize when the base has made a decision, they do not fight it and waste money fighting it. They would rather get that through, win that thing, and get through it, right? If you fight yourself and spend all your money fighting yourself, it makes it much more difficult in your key target states to win when it comes to the general.
Well, I think this is an important point for both, not only the RNC, but for the Republican Party of Virginia. There are too many cases that I know of, and I'm sure you can recount, where the Republican Party of Virginia fought the local committees or a local candidate to try to get them to toe the party line, whatever that was coming out of the RNC. So keep that in mind, please.
We have blown over $400 million to determine that Donald Trump is going to be the nominee. Wouldn't that money be nice in your county? I think so. Wouldn't it be nice if we had $400 million of full-time staff in Gwinnett? Wouldn't it be nice to have millions of dollars worth of full-time? We're talking full-time bodies, guys. This is what the left is doing. We're going to get into it. But so our focus with the Mount Vernon project is very simple, and Charlie told people this early on. Said our goal is not to challenge people. Our goal is that we've got to find good conservatives. They're going to have to run because the grassroots is going to say, nope, you're out. And so for you, I hope your big takeaway from this too is that you're super focused on the RNC, because I can tell you there's never been a more important time over the next coming months to elect good people to represent you at the RNC. Because if we do not do that, If you do not do that, you will be living through the same song on repeat over and over again. Have you ever done that where you accidentally put in?
And that's our primary focus between now and the statewide convention on the 31st of May, is to get people organized so that we can elect good conservative grassroots America First candidates to run the RNC.
On a loop, and then you're like on a car ride and you realize you're 8 songs in, and you're like, wow, I'm sick of this song now. It's my favorite song. Now I'm sick of it. That's what's going on. The second thing that we're doing that's going to get a lot bigger very soon is our scorecard at Turning Point Action. So Flannery Sloan, I don't know if Flannery's in this room right now. She's tremendous. Her team at our has built the most muscly scorecard that's ever been produced. And what we've done is we've gone through every scorecard that exists on the conservative movement. We merged it into one, so it's every issue. So the NRA is gun issues, right? We've had other, Club for Growth has done one on mostly fiscal issues, fiscal responsibility issues. We've done everything from American culture all the way down to school choice. So you can track specifically your federal representatives and know how your state's doing with an honest score. We are likely going to be partnering with Mark Levin's operation very soon here, where that's going to merge together. You probably are familiar with that, with their Liberty score. So that's new. It's not done, but it's going to happen. And we're rolling these out so you have a state-by-state scorecard as well for your state legislature. So you have a really great understanding of where people are at. People have never seen a score like that. So that's how we're holding people accountable. All right. So with that, we're going to get into today just immediately going into what we call the new way to win elections. I'm going to take you through in rapid pace ballot chasing